Tanga Street Urchins. Right, another batch of LPs for your delectation. And we're going to start off today with this wonderful Lord Buckley album. Now, the more observant Bob Dylan fans of you will recognise this LP from the cover of which LP? Bringing It All Back Home. Last time I showed a Lord Buckley LP, I had a comment from someone who said, "Oh, I did a comedy video once, but nobody watched it." And yeah, Lord Buckley's not in the same league as Benny Hill and Monty Python. He's a prophet. Just happens to be funny, you know what I mean? Anyway, if you're going to have a look at your copy of Bringing It All Back Home, you'll see this on the mantelpiece behind Bob. Right, next one. Russ Meyer. Subscribers of mine will know I'm into Russ Meyer. Here's the wonderful soundtrack. No, you haven't seen this before. It's very, very rare. And it's on our wonderful Stateside album label. And that lovely picture of Russ down there. And of course the Carrie Nations, the best girl group of all time. Here's an interesting number. I think this is probably one of the rarest Screamin Jay Hawkins albums. Probably the second rarest, I would say. Now, this was put out by Shel Talmy on his Planet label. Again, a very rare label. It didn't last long. In fact, it folded a couple of weeks after this LP was put out, which is why it's so hard to get hold of. If you look at the cover, the woman kneeling on the floor is Ginny, Screamin Jay's wife. And if you look closely, there's a statue of the Buddha grabbing a part of her anatomy. Can you see? Let me put it that way. Can you see what he's grabbing? And then look at his face. Incorrigible, isn't it, really? Dreadful way to behave. Screamin Jay, Night and Day on Planet. Wavy Gravy for adult enthusiasts. This is a marvellous compilation put out by the great Count Thrillhammer. They have a Butcher's on that. This is proper demented stuff. If you like really bad records and even worse trailers between them, this is the LP for you. Now this was a find for me when I was a child. We had this budget label called Ember, and they used to put out amazing rock and roll albums. And this was my introduction to Esquerita. And if you look on the back, it's everything you'd ever want by him. But that is some serious Barnet, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? You know what I mean? Tremendous. Then a lovely, nice English copy of this one. Chiffons. He's So Fine. Again, this is a lovely Stateside one. Our wonderful Stateside label. Let's have a look at the tracks on there. It's a really, really lovely album, that one. And then another Nolan Strong and the Diablos. This is a nice old Fortune one. My favourite Doo-wop group, as you probably know. Nice picture of Nolan on the back. Really tremendous. Fantastic album that one is. And then a bit of garage. Poppy side of garage, but my favourite. The wonderful 96 Tears. Not a duff track on this LP. Someone once moaned to me, they said, all the tracks sound like 96 Tears. I said, well, that's a bad thing? I mean, because the thing with LPs back in the day was that they used to put the hit on and then just a load of filler. You know what I mean? Who wants that? You know what I mean? This is a DJ copy for what it's worth. I mean, God, I don't think it makes much difference on something like that, does it? I don't think Question Mark fans are worried about whether it's a DJ copy or not, you know. But terrific album. Every track sounds like 1960s. What more could you want, ladies and gentlemen? And then a bit of psychedelia. This is actually the first psych album I ever heard, and actually came out over here on Vocalion. I used to have a copy of it, and it was a scratchy old thing, so I got rid of it. But you can see all this wonderful art in the middle. The thing with this album is it has to have this in it. So you have, this is what it comes with. These lovely, lovely photos of the boys. You could have put that on your wall, which is, I think, why they don't turn up, especially in this sort of condition. But these were put on teenagers' walls, of course. And then you've got this. God, this is the dangers of LSD, ladies and gentlemen. Makes you do things like this. Now, apparently these are meant to cut out. You're meant to cut these out and paste them. Yeah, jolly good on that one. Again, I reiterate, LSD is a very dangerous drug. And then to finish off with the marvellous, the wonderful Lenny Bruce. And this is Thank You Marsman, which is one of the best ones he ever did. And Thank You Marsman is all about the Lone Ranger and how he never stops for a thank you. He does all these deeds, the Lone Ranger, but he never stops for a thank you. You know, and it's about the local townsfolk who complain about him always leaving the scene and never waiting for them. And there's a great line in it, he goes, "Ma made coffee and cake already?" You know, and it's just wonderful. Just listen to it. You can probably find it online. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Some more LPs for you, and we'll be back again very shortly.